Mailbox creaks like an altar hinge. Dawn writes silver on the garden fringe. Boots on gravel count to 4. Breath comes easy like a settled score. I touch the gate and let it remain. There's quiet living under my name. I spent years teaching thunder to kneel, forged my calm into working steel, signed a city with a smaller pen, paid old debts and paid again. I don't need statues or a louder street. I build my echo where strangers meet, and doors held open and burdens split, in choosing repair when rage would fit. A man can vanish and still be true. I stitch my shadow to what I do, let noise go hunt for a brighter flame. I'll keep the silence under my name. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let the breath be the longer guide. If history shouts like a borrowed claim, answer with hush beneath your name. There's a silence under my name, not empty, not afraid of blame. It holds my weight like a wooden frame. It knows my work and says the same. No trumpets needed, no crowded fame. I live in the silence under my name. I've seen loud crowns rust on cue, gold turn green by the things they do. I've watched bright parades forget the street, leave nothing but paper and hollow feet. The widow next door waters her fern, hums a hymn that refuses to burn. I fix her gate and I don't charge time. We trade 2 nods, both are worth a dime. Across the way a kid learns breaks, counts his courage on smaller stakes. I cheer by not becoming stage. Let room be room for a younger age. If legacy's breath and not a flame, let it be the silence under my name. Breathe on forward till the bass says stay. Let the snare brush sweep delay. If pride returns with a painted claim, let stillness sign beneath your name. There's a silence under my name, not empty, not afraid of blame. It holds my weight like a wooden frame. It knows my work and says the same. No trumpets needed, no crowded fame. I live in the silence under my name. I keep a drawer of unmailed lines, letters to bridges and fault lines. Thank yous I owe to forgotten rain, apologies folded without a stain. Some I'll send and some I'll sow in gardens only the patient know. I prune my anger like winter vines, leave what fruits, cut back the signs. There's a mercy in tasks that don't get seen, a hinge that won't squeal, a floor kept clean. You won't applaud it, you'll simply trust. It's how I learned to polish dust. When heaven audits the quiet game, it checks the silence under my name. Hold that 4, let the strings lean low. Let piano say what words won't show. If yesterday begs to be the frame, hang it on silence, sign your name. There's a silence under my name, not empty, not afraid of blame. It keeps the roof through wind and rain. It turns sharp loss into useful grain. No victory speech, no point in flame. Just work and breathe beneath my name. that stand in a kind of glow. Bring me the times I walked away and left room open for their say. Bring me the locks I learned to oil, the tempers cooled by patient toil. If legacy's true, it's not a crown. It's chairs set close when the tires sit down. Let guitar bend like a vow kept plain. Let trumpet rest like a forgiven pain. If I'm remembered, let it remain as the space I made, and not my name. Say less, hold fast, count 4, let pass. I walk past the shop with a humble glass, where watch hands learn how minutes pass. The owner nods in that language of few. Everything working, working and true. A bus exhales, a school bell sings. The morning ties its ordinary strings. This is the choir I choose to lead, by keeping time for simpler need. A rumor tries to borrow my face. I give it no stage, I give it no place. Peace requires a quiet spine, a yes that's small, a faithful line. Write it in sawdust, stinking rain. I hold the silence under my name. Count to 4 with a softer hand. Let the beat arrive like land. If glory knocks in a borrowed frame, offer tea, then keep your name. There's a silence under my name, not empty, not afraid of blame. It keeps the tools that build my aim. It stores the grain when fields go lame. No bright parade, no gilded claim. I live in the silence under my name. There's a silence under my name, not empty, not afraid of blame. It cradles love without a frame. It guards the weak without a claim. Door shuts off like a verdict done. Dusk glows gold where the low lights run. No clock ticks, no breaths too loud, just breathing bass beneath the shroud. Whiskey hums rules no tongue can name, and silence wears a tailored frame. One nod, one glance, the whole room bends. Power begins where volume ends. Men chase thunder till they lose their feet. The quiet crowns never taste defeat. I build my throne with folded noise, train my hands to handle poise. Every sigh's a contract sign, every stare a boundary line. They speak in rush, I move in wait. Patience my slowest state. The map on the wall bleeds in shade. Every block a promise paid. I rule by pulse, by pace, by tune, by the rhythm of the silent room. Count to 4 before you speak. Let your breath dress iron sleep. Truth is a blade that hides its bloom. That's the first law of the silent room. These are the laws of the silent. No shout, no glare, no borrowed boom. Stillness cuts where anger fumes, and kings are crowned in the silence. If thunder's needed, sell it soon. Buy your peace from the hush of the room. Rule 1, don't trade time for pride. Keep patience sharp, wear it inside. Rule 2, forgive once, not twice. Mercy cheap is mercy's vice. Rule 3, never speak to fill the space. Let silence show your face. Rule 4, if rage must knock, feed it calm, change its clock. Rule 5, loyalty sings best unheard. One look replaces 1,000 words. She sat across, smoke in her hair, eyes like riddles that knew I'd stare. Tell me, boss, what buys your calm? Time, I said, and a steady palm. She smiled, a spark that begged for flame. I smiled back, but kept the aim. Do your laws forgive? She sighed. Once I said and never lied. Ash fell slow, verdict divine. Silence spoke the word align. Breathe in, forth, hold the floor. Let the snare hum what truth swore. If words can kill, then peace can grow. That's the creed of the silent room. These are the laws of the silent room. No shout, no glare, no borrowed boom. Stillness cuts where anger fumes, and kings are crowned in the silent room. Bring me oaths that don't need sound. Bring me grace that walks unbound. Let brass eyes slow like a sinner's tune. Let the strings confess to the moon. If power must breathe, it should breathe light, cool and constant through the night. You don't win wars, you let them fade. That's how a dynasty's made. Patience counts coins no bank can weigh. Collects respect, the loud repay. Silence ain't empty, it's earned. Every pause is something learned. A boy once came with a lot of men. Voice too quick, knees that bend. Boss, he said, I talk too proud. I said, then learn to speak out loud. Only when your heart's in tune, else you pay with ruin soon. He nodded slow, his fear went thin, and left a man instead of sin. The woman smiled, glass half low. Your peace, she said, still bleeds control. I said, control's not cold, it's kind. It saves what chaos leaves behind. We shared the quiet like a prayer. Each sip a lesson, stripped and bare. Count to 4, don't break the chain. Let rhythm wash away the pain. If thunder's proud, then quiet's groom. Bow your head to the silent room. These are the laws of the silent room. night with unseen tune. The man who breathes in the silence, who bends fate without costume. The hand that goes. The doors swing slow like they know my name. The bass walks steady, the night feels tame. A hush comes down like a velvet cloak. I light the match, raise the smoke. The room leans in with a silver grin. Power speaks softer than a violin. In the dark, she nods, she's seen this road. I wear my calm like a heavy coat. Move like thunder, you don't quite hear. A close-cut suit, a glass, no fear. I traded rage for a coat of flame. Let silence do the heavy game. My shoes say little, my eyes say more. I own the room without the roar. Every breath is a quiet stroke, a crown you only see in smoke. The mirror lights hum, the bottles gleam. The floor remembers where I've been. Carve my code in nights like this. No wasted word, no reckless kiss. The band plays low, the snare says wait. The clock keeps time with measured fate. I take my seat, the world takes note. A crown you only see in smoke. Ain't no preacher teaching this control. It's learned by losing what you stole. You trade your thunder for a pulse. You tame the beast, you kill the false. Let pride dissolve, let fear revoke. Wear patience like a tailored cloak. And when the noise begins to choke, you rise, a crown in smoke. So pour one for the men who rule the room, with quiet hands and eyes that bloom. He laughs low, no need to boast. He wears a crown the night can host. It hums like silk, it cuts like oak. A power born of calm and oath. I ain't begging fate or hope. I wear my crown in smoke. She walks on past with a sideways glance. A little test, a noble dance. I tip my glass, the message lands. I lead with silence, not my hands. No sudden moves, just measured grace. No chase required to win the race. Let others burn, let others choke. I hold my crown in smoke. Skin on debts I paid and fights I didn't. No easy wins, no cheap applause, just bruised respect and final cause. I lose the rush, I keep the soul. I play the long, deliberate role. When tempers break and bargains croak, I breathe a crown in smoke. The man in the mirror lifts his brow, says, son, you finally learned it now. Power ain't loud, it's poison proof. It's how you stand beneath the roof. No grin required, no sharpened blade, just presence of the men obeyed. I nod once slow, the lesson spoke. A crown you only see in smoke. The face grows warm. The snare keeps time like a heartbeat charm. A whisper passes, table to table, respect untold, a living fable. No name announced, no banner flown, just gravity that I've outgrown. The air gets thick, the doubts go broke, they see my crown in smoke. Pour one for the man who don't compete, who wins by never leaving his seat. He hums low, he holds a note, yeah, he wears a crown in smoke. Raise your glass to the steel that's kind, to iron calm and disciplined mind. No roar, no shove, no cloak, just a quiet crown in smoke. The lights descend to amber gold, the groove grows while the pulse grows bold. Each note declares without a word the simplest law I ever heard. Own your breath, unlock the yoke, let patience wrap you up in smoke. And when the room leans close to choke, exhale. The crown in smoke. I ain't holy, I ain't tame, I just refuse the frantic game. I aim my fire, I ration heat, I leave the chaos at my feet. I earn my soul, I press my will, I move the night by standing still. And when the doubts rise up to joke, they drown beneath my smoke. Ain't no choir singing my name, just bass and breath and tempered flame. No trumpet blast, no drums that poke, just the hush that crowns the yoke. The strong don't beg, the wise don't poke, they float their names on rings of smoke. And when the noise begins to choke, I smile, my crown is smoke. Oh, so pour one for the quiet kings who rule with calm, not sharper things. For the men whose word outweighs the cloak, who wear their crown in smoke. No throne, no bell, no gilded joke. The bass exhales like a sleeping flame. The room leans close to hear my name. A silver curl of smoke takes turn. I wet my lips on the gentle burn. The clock keeps time in velvet clicks. The snare suggests the pulse is fixed. The night she nods, prepared to learn how power moves in a gentle burn. Keep my heat behind the eyes, a quiet truth that never lies. No spark to boast, no torch to wave, just slow fire other men crave. My shoes write maps across the floor, my breath unlocks a waiting door. The air grows soft, the edges turn. The room is mine by a gentle burn. Her perfume slips along the bar, a comet sent from where we are. I tilt the glass, the bass agrees. The organ hums like summer breeze. No rush to chase, no need to prove. I let the silence make the move. One heartbeat more, the doubts adjourn. She draws to me by a gentle burn. Ain't no preacher teach this art, to pace the flame and guard the heart. You bank the coals, you slow the turn. You win the night and how you burn. No sudden flash, no reckless churn, just patience fed to what you yearn. And when the nerves begin to yearn, you lift the lid of gentle burn. So pour one for the man who never rushed, who stir the room with breath and hush. He laughs low, lets embers turn. He owns the night by a gentle burn. It hums like silk, it glows like wine. It draws the soul on its own time. I ain't begging fate to learn. I warm the dark with gentle burn. She finds my gaze and holds it light. Not quite a dare, not quite a fight. Her smile arrives the way he does, a slow reveal, the body love. I trace the rim of crystal glass. Let moments breathe and let them pass. Her hand lifts once, our rhythms turn. We talk in code of gentle burn. I learned to bank the blaze within, to keep the edges smooth and thin, to aim desire like a bow, to make it sing but never show. A whisper here, a measured glance, a shift in weight, a smaller stance, while others flare and then they churn. I hold the line in gentle burn. The man in the mirror tips his head, says, boy, you feed what should be fed. You don't ignite what should be earned. You let the lesson come unspurned. No fury trick, no brittle turn, just proof in how the embers burn. He taps the glass, the truth returns. Control his heat, the body learns. The band sinks low to clear the lane. The snare's a whisper on the grain. The kicker hard beneath the floor invites the soul to want for more. A slide guitar like satin thread stitches hush to what I said. The light goes warm, the corners churn. They lean toward the gentle burn. Pour one for the man who knows his heat, who keeps it close and makes it sweet. He hums low, lets embers turn. He rules the room by a gentle burn. Raise your glass to the patient flame, to steady hands that never claim. No violent spark, no savage turn, just sovereign calm and gentle burn. Becomes a vow, a soft come here without a sound. The rhythm opens like a door, the heat invites, not shouts for more. A hush collects on every face, desire guided, set in place. The groove unbuttons line by line. The burn grows gentle by design. I ain't holy, I ain't tame, I simply mastered how to aim. I let the warning find its shape. I keep the blaze inside the drape. I know the cost of fire's wild. They leave the heart a wayward child. But here I stand where lessons turn to power fed by gentle burn. Ain't no choir singing up my name, just bass and breath and careful flame. No trumpet flare, no sudden turn, just velvet room and embers firm. The wise let hunger bloom in peace. They slow the hand, release, release. And when the nerves begin to learn, they circle round the gentle burn. So pour one for the sovereign few, whose quiet heat makes old things new. He laughs slow, lets moments turn. He wears a crown of gentle burn. No throne, no blade, no fevered yearn. Just breath and time and earned return. And when I fade, remember, learn. The night is won by gentle burn. I've seen wild flames consume the room and leave behind a colder gloom. I've watched men chase the spark too hard and burn their hands on their own guard. But I keep heat that doesn't scar, a warmer truth that doesn't spark. Stole with my brace, the Bahashin tell. Streetlight spills like a silver confession across the pavement where the wind keeps score. I measure my calm in the length of my shadow and count out the promises I can't ignore. A window blinks, the city turns its shoulder. I keep my collar up against the cold. Silence is heavy, but it doesn't break me. It chisels my will into iron and gold. There's a rusted gate that sings when I pass it, like a memory learning how to breathe. I could chase ghosts till the morning forgives me, but I learn what stays and what needs to leave. There's a map in the cracks of the sidewalk, a secret compass under my feet. Every turn writes a vow in the gravel. Walk with patience, never retreat. Neon rain drips from the awnings, spelling stories I rarely tell. I keep my words like coins in a pocket, spent only where silence won't do as well. Old mistakes sit quiet on benches, tipping hats as I wander by. They're not friends, but they know my posture. Back straight jaw, easy eyes on the sky. I used to run where the rumors were louder, hunting thunder just to test my name. Now I sip slow from the cup of the evening, let the bitterness teach me a different flame. The alley breeze, a harmonica distant, the tone of a promise I'm learning to keep. I'm not lost, I'm exacting my choosing. Where I sow is where I'll reap. In the night, ask softly, who do you carry? I answer, only the man I'm meant to be. If the road is narrow, let it be narrow. My stride is steady, my hands walk free. I walk alone but not lonely. I've got a mirror for a friend and a shadow for a guide. D minor on my tongue, heart slow and holy. Every step a quiet oath I sign inside. I don't shout for the world to know me. I let the rhythm of my boots declare my creed. I walk alone but not lonely. A planted seed, becoming what I need. There's a key in the curve of the moonlight. It turns in the lock of my wrist. Patience hums like a low burn fire, feeding muscle to my fibs. I used to swear by the crowded tables, cards and smoke and restless deals. Now I trade in hours and focus, stacking bricks, no rumor steals. The river speaks under iron bridges, cold and clear with measured grace. It tells me, hold your sinner, traveler, when the inside you're in the race. A passing train writes sparks on the darkness, Morse code for a stubborn heart. Ready, true, keep walking softly. Every master was once apart. And the dawn sits waiting behind the warehouses, a thin pale blade that will cut me clean. If I bleed today, let it be old out, let courage fill the space between. I walk alone but not lonely. I've got a mirror for a friend and a shadow for a guide. D minor on my tongue, heart slow and holy. Every step a quiet oath I sign inside. I don't shout for the world to know me. I let the rhythm of my boots declare my creed. I walk alone but not lonely. A planet seed, becoming what I need. Whispers on brick, the city remembers all the versions of me that try to impress. One by one I fold them and file them, thank them kindly, then lay them to rest. Slide to toss sides like a door near closing, but I'm the hinge that refuses to rust. I am the keeper of small sure choices. Stone by stone I build my trust. If thunder comes, I won't chase it. Let the storm announce itself. I got weather in my marrow and a compass on the shelf. Reaches nothing without grounding. Grace means power with a leash. I set the table for my hunger, serve it discipline for each. I walk alone but not lonely. I've got a mirror for a friend and a shadow for a guide. D minor on my tongue, heart slow and holy. Every step a quiet oath I sign inside. I don't shout for the world to know me. I let the rhythm of my boots declare my creed. I walk alone but not lonely. A planet seed, becoming what I need. I walk alone but not lonely. Not empty, full of quiet speed. Streetlight fades, a vinyl crackle widens. I count my steps, then let them go. Where I'm headed doesn't need a witness, only a promise kept low and slow. Fade on the river of breath, fade on the ink of the road. I walk alone but not lonely, becoming the man I already know.
Morning leans quiet on the window frame. Dust turns patient in a band of flame. Kettle hums low like a church that knows. Piano tests D, then lets it close. I lift my eyes and lose ambition to learn again the way the light listens. I used to speak first, loud and soon, chase the dawn like I owned the moon, argued with the walls that had no tongue, wore out words till the words wore none. But years grew soft where the corners were sharp, sand and mercy tuned my heart. Now sunlight waits at the edges of things like a hand on a hinge that never stings. It doesn't judge the cracks it finds, it fills then leaves them kind of lines. It bends around our rough decisions as if it knows the way to listen. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let breathe be the long, clear guide. If memory knocks with the trumpet's mission, answer with quiet, watch, light, listen. This is the way the light listens. No lecture, only grace. It warms the cup, forgives the chip, still loves a weathered face. No banner, no conditions, no courtroom in the sky, just warmth that learns your story and doesn't ask you why. On the porch boards carry the day's last rain, tiny mirrors of yesterday's pain. A sparrow sips courage from a silver bead, tells the gutter what we need. Across the street a widow lives, a grocery sack with Sunday thrift I'd taken in. The bag grows light, she says it's nothing, I say it's right. The sun steps down the narrow lane, polishes ruts without a name. It hears the tired, the torn, the christened, and shows me more of how light listens. Breathe on full, let piano wait, let strings say mercy, not a late. If pride wants lights and loud decisions, open the door, let daylight listen. This is the way the light listens. No lecture, only grace. It warms the cup, forgives the chip, still loves a weathered face. No banner, no conditions, no courtroom in the sky, just warmth that learns your story and doesn't ask you why. In the sink, plates testify, scratches on its edges shine. So bright halos on a working bowl. I rinse the day, receive my role. The mirror edits what pain would sell, leaves the truth that fits me well. Not a hero, not a sin, just a man who lets light in. I button patience, stitch it slow, wear a shirt the seasons know. Even the stain becomes permission, a map that taught how light can listen. Count to 4 till the heart stands sure. Let quiet be strong and good be pure. If thunder begs for your admission, turn down the dial, let light do listen. This is the way the light listens. No lecture, only grace. It warms the cup, forgives the chip, still loves a weathered face. No banner, no conditions, no courtroom in the sky, just warmth that learns your story and doesn't ask you why. horse for show. I'll oil them now and let them go. Bring me the names I said too hard, I'll speak them soft in the backyard. Bring me the miles I sprinted thin, I'll walk them back with whiter skin. Let's slide guitar bend once and rest, let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory wants a neon christening faded breath, then teach it listening. Say less, stand plain, count to 4, remain. A child chalks planets on the wall, orbits held by simple talk. She names the small one second chance, gives it room to learn its dance. Her mother laughs and shades her eyes. The street turns gold with fewer lies, and no one calls this miracle. It's just the world when hearts are full. The light kneels down to tie their day, holds the knot then walks away. I see it bow to our conditions, proof and school of how light listens. Hold that 4, let rim click, pray, let gratitude accrue its sway. If history asks for your position, point to the porch, that's where I listen. This is the way the light listens, no lecture, only grace. It warms a cup, forgives a chip, still loves a weathered face. No banner, no conditions, no courtroom in the sky, just warmth that learns your story and doesn't ask you why.
Tailors chalk like moonlight on cold, tape around my ribs, measuring toes. Silk takes breath, buttons take bone. Mirror keeps secrets I won't atone. Horn size low, piano rides ash, bass counts debts I refuse to stash. I smile like a verdict stitched within, step into evening in a suit made of sin. Lapel like a river where whispers swim, cufflinks clink soft like a chapel hymn. I've pressed my past till the creases obey, steamed out the tremor, taught out to stay. Every pocket holds a quiet law, every seam knows a mercy saw. I don't wear thunder, I am the storm, lay it to rest in a measured form. This perfume in the hall that remembers a war, footsteps that know what forgiveness is for. I walk through rooms that lean to hear, watch courage slow dance with fear. This isn't gold, it's a tale of debt, threaded with names I won't forget. If elegance is armor, I'm armor thin, but the cut is perfect on a suit made of sin. Count to 4, keep breath inside, hide the bruise where the pearls reside. If truth must show, let the lights go dim. I'll say it's softer in a suit made of sin. I wear my quiet like a crown that burns, fit by the lessons no saint returns. If grace is a fabric that won't give in, I I stitch my name in a suit made of sin. No thunder needed, no borrowed grin. I rule the room in a suit made of sin. When love wants proof and fate wants skin, I pay in silence with a suit made of sin. A tailor once told me, stand like you swear. I learned to vow with the weight I wear. Wool takes shape like a patient lie. Shape it too long and the truth runs dry. There's a woman whose eyes unbutton the night. She knows the zipper between wrong and right. She says, does that fabric forgive your hands? I say it forgives nothing, only understand. I've pocketed rage like a folded tie. Took it out seldom, let most go by. The city keeps track with a ledger of scenes, invoices printed in unlit dreams. I sign with a nod, I pay with a glance. I dance with danger in a lawful stance. You think it's glamour, but look again. It's discipline draped in a suit made of sin. Count to 4, let the snare draw near. Teach your pulse to disappear. If sorrow asks where I've been, tell it, measure in a suit made of sin. I wear my quiet like a crown that burns, fit by the lessons no saint returns. If grace is a fabric that won't give in, I stitch my name in a suit made of sin. No thunder needed, no borrowed grin. I rule the room in a suit made of sin. When love wants proof and fate wants skin, I pay in silence with a suit made of sin. My tailor's chalk trace the cost of pride, marked where the boy in me went to hide. Pinned the shoulders built from nights when I held back flames and turned off lights. Hem the memories to ankle length, so I don't trip over borrowed strength. Pressed a crease into second chances, so they fall sharp in slow romance. And there's a prayer sewn thin beneath the chest for names I couldn't keep at rest. I carry their echoes like hidden thread. Pull too hard, it breaks instead. So I tug with care, I wear with grace. I let the stitch hold time and place. Virtue's velvet and vice's skin. I'm somewhere honest in a suit made of sin. Count to 4, let the brass confess. Breathe through linen, admit the mess. When judgment knocks, don't let it in. Make it wait outside my suit made of sin. I wear my quiet like a crown that burns, fit by the lessons no saint returns. If grace is a fabric that won't give in, I stitch my name in a suit made of sin. No thunder needed, no borrowed grin. I rule the room in a suit made of sin. When love wants proof and fate wants skin, I pay in silence with a suit made of sin. Bring me the boat I couldn't afford, cloth of regret that the past has stored. Bring me the thimble that saved my hands when rage tore holes in gentler plans. Bring me the needle that mends with time, thread it with mercy, stitch it in rhyme. If power's a pattern cut on bone, let tailors of patience mark it alone. I'll base my fury in unpicked pain, press it flat with a midnight rain. And if the fit asks blood to win, I'll bleed discreetly through a suit made of sin. No applause, no brighter gin, just breathe and cloth and the man within. I wear my quiet like a crown of bin. I wear my quiet like a crown that burns, fit by the lessons no saint returns. If grace is a fabric that won't give in, I stitch my name in a suit made of sin. No thunder needed, no borrowed grin. I rule the room in a suit made of sin. When love wants proof and fate wants skin, I hands with a suit made of sin. Write it in brass, write it on skin. Might keep them on a suit made of sin. If truth must show, they'll laugh at them. I'll stand that up in a suit.
The lamp still glows where her shadow stayed. The sheets remember every vow we made. The air still hums her name in smoke. Each breath I take feels half broke. The room's too small for the truth I hide. The clock ticks slow, takes love's side. In the night, she knows the bed don't lie. I kept her voice in a drawer of dreams, between the laughter and the scream. Her touch still burns on my left hand, a ghost that time don't understand. The whiskey whispers let her go, but I drink slow, I already know. She left the room but stayed inside, 'cause the bed don't lie. Her hair still caught on the cotton thread. Her scent still sleeps when my heart once bled. Every morning feels like crime. The sunlight hurts, it steals my time. The coffee's cold, the cup still waits, like the heart that love negates. The truth sits here unamplified. The bed don't lie. Ain't no preacher need to tell my sin. A ghost still crawls beneath my skin. I built these walls but they still speak, whispering her name each lonely week. No hymn can drown the way she sighed, no cross can wash the tears I hide. And when the dark begins to slide, the bed don't lie. So pour one for the man who let her stay inside his bones. Oh, she walked away, laugh slow, the gentle kind, but the bed don't lie behind his mind. It hums a song in sheets of white, cold where love once burned so bright. I ain't searching peace tonight, 'cause the bed don't lie. I sleep on one half, the other's hers, like two worlds split by whispered words. Her pillow sinks like memories weight, still warm with everything I hate. The window hums her tune again. I breathe her in and curse her name. No truth left here to justify, 'cause the bed don't lie. I found a note beneath the frame. It didn't say much, just signed her name. No love, you know I'll be fine. Just silence carved between the lines. The ink was dry, the words were true. She said, you'll know what I can't tell you. Now every night I ask her why, but the bed don't lie. The man in the mirror looks back slow, says you reap the seeds you let
better so. He's tack on just like me, living in the space where ghosts still breathe. He don't judge, he just recalls every promise scratched on these walls. And he says low like a lullaby, the bed don't lie. I used to laugh when the rain would fall. Now I just wait for her to call. Her voice comes soft through thunder's hum. Love ain't dead, it's just gone numb. Each tear I hide feels justified. Each silence sounds like her goodbye. No preacher left to sanctify. Cause the bed don't lie. Pour one for the man who can't move on, who sleeps alone but dreams she's gone. He hums her name to the ceiling side. Yeah, the bed don't lie. Raise your glass to the ghost of touch, the love that burns a bit too much. No redemption, no alibi. The bed don't lie. The night hums low, the blues stay long. The sheets remember her final song. I reach for a shadow, it slips through, just like every prayer I try to do. Each note I play, the silence replies. Each chord confesses, each echo cries. And in the hush I testify. 'Cause the bed don't lie. I ain't holy, I ain't free, but a ghost still keeps time with me. If heaven's soft, she ain't that kind. She lives in the corners of my mind. I see a smile where the curtains fall, a sin so sweet it forgives it all. And though the night pretends to die, the bed don't lie. And ain't no choir to sing our tune, just a hum of lost beneath the moon. The sheets breathe out a soft reply. The bed don't lie. No mercy here, no warm disguise, just the truth that memory buys. I fade, I fold, I testify. The bed don't. The room leans close like it wants to learn. The bass ticks slow like a measured burn. The lights go low, the noise turns thin. I press my breath and settle in. My watch taps time against my palm. A quiet storm, the weight of calm. The night, she nods, she knows the song. A crown that rests in the weight of calm. I walk that line between steel and silk, where heat runs slow like warm milk. No need to shout, no fist to show. I let my presence set the flow. My shoes draw maps on oak and grain. The snare keeps time inside my veins. A city bow without alarm to the measured weight of calm. Cufflinks flash like lightning there, but thunder hides in how I stare. I lift the glass, the room complies. 1,000 doubts grow civilized. I choose my words like polished stones. I lay them down to build their throne. The floorboards hum a private song, a kingdom built on the weight of calm. Ain't You learn by losing what you plan. You trade the road for something deep, a pace that moves while others sleep. You let the fire dodge the bomb. You hold it close, you keep it warm. And when the storm expects your harm, you answer with the weight of calm. So pour one for the man who never rush, whose silence makes the loud ones hush. He laughs low, he won't disarm. He rules the night with the weight of calm. It hums like oak, it sways like steel, a patient force the proud can feel. I ain't begging fate or charm, I move the world with the weight of calm. The band sits back to let me breathe. The organ smoke threads through my sleeve. The guitar bends like tempered will, a single note that holds you still. The barmaid nods, she knows this tune. When measured men light up a room, no tempest here, no cheap alarm, just the quiet weight of calm. I learned to fold my anger neat, to iron rage with controlled heat, to close my fist around the wind, to say much less and still content. I count the beats, the drummer highs, I read the eyes the crowd provides. Where others run, I simply song and win by weight of calm. The man in the mirror lifts his chin, says, boy, I see you learn to win. Not by blaze or sharpened tongue, but by the breath you hold in lung. No sword to wave, no flag to claim, just poise and patience in your name. He taps the glass, confirms the charm. You're crowned by weight of calm. She enters slow with silver eyes, a question hid in her disguise. She waits to see if I will chase. I let the stillness take her face, a tilt of glass, a glance of grace. No frantic moves, no crowded space. The bass grows warm, the doubts disarm. She understands the weight of calm. Pour one for the man who reads the tide, who makes the storm itself subside. He hums low, keeps that psalm. He crowns the room with the weight of calm. Raise your glass to iron grace, to silent heat and steady pace. No shout, no bluff, no bomb, just sovereign weight of calm. The groove pulls tight like tailored car. The tempo breathes a sacred oath. Each note holds back just half a breath. A dance with danger, not with death. I set the air in measured harm, a lullaby of a weight of calm. The room leans in, the doubts grow small. They fall beneath the weight of calm. I ain't holy, I ain't tame, I just refuse the frantic game. I bank my sparks in tempered steel. I spin them slow, so fake and kneel. I carry storms in quieter jars. I steer by scars instead of stars. When chaos begs for open palm, I close my hand with the weight of calm. Ain't no choir singing me through, just bass and breath and follow through. No trumpet blast, no gilded bomb, just heartbeat under weight of calm. The wise don't race, the strong don't swarm. They tune the night to their reform. And when the noise demands a psalm, I whisper back with the weight of calm. So pour one for the sovereign few, whose quiet tells the world what's true. He laughs low, refuses harm. He moves the dark with a weight of calm. No throne, no flare, no gilded palm, just breath that turns a riot calm. And when I fade, remember balm. I wore the night with weight of calm.
sloop. Tywell Judd and S.O. Stu. Greg Wesley plays in Duty Pong. But Chet says Strongs, they're sort of on. But I keep time, way to pace a bind. Out all the flame, out all the coals of west. Of my breast, he knows the song. A measure way to come.
Morning irons go on the banister rail. Dust flows easy like a letter without mail. Kettle lifts steam like a simple renown. No trumpets need, gentle is the crown. I wore a weight that bent my spine. Called it glory, called it mine. Spoke like a storm in every room. Turned small good days into costume. But silk grows thin and thunder tires. Truth finds water, not the fires. Now power lives where hands calm down and doors that open without sound. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride.
Let breath be the longer guide.
If memory asks for a louder town, point in mercy, gentle is the crown.
Gentle is the crown,
Light is a shared hand,
not gold that drags you down.
but grace that lets you stand. No banners to unfurl, no armies to astound.
No armies to astound.
The strongest man I've learned to be, his crown is gentle on the ground. A neighbor waves with a busted gate, says I started wrong and finished late. We measured twice and cut once more, leave room for rain the wood can't store. We signed the job with a nod and teeth. 2 common men and dignity. No speeches framed, no cameras round, just hinges singing, gentle crown. Breathe on 4, let piano wait, let strings say home
In a lower fate,
If pride rehearses a brighter noun, teach it the sentence.
gentle crown.
Gentle is the crown,
Light as a shared hand,
not gold that drags you down.
but grace that lets you stand.
No banners to unfurl, no armies to astound.
No armies to astound.
The strongest man I've learned to be, his crown is gentle on the ground. I kept a suit that demanded rooms, pressed my shadow into their blooms. The tailor's chalk roll win or fall, but velvet can't forgive a wall. I hung that coat beside my rage, watched both grow small with honest age. Now linen air and denim brown fit better on a gentle crown. Count to 4 till the heart stands sure. Let
Quiet be strong and good be pure.
if thunder begs for a second round, smile once kindly.
Set it down.
Gentle is the crown,
Light as a shared hand,
not gold that drags you down.
but grace that lets you stand.
No banners to unfurl, no armies to astound. Now,
No armies to astound.
the strongest man I've learned to be, his crown is gentle on the ground. I walk the block like a steward does, checking the hinges, nobody was. A widow's porch needs one more brace. A thank you lives in a softened face. A boy debates with a stubborn chain. I show the trick that spares the strain. He learns that force can make you drown. Patience floats a gentle crown. I used to fix with an iron shout. Now I repair by hearing out. The city breathes when voices round. The chord resolves, the crown is found. Bring me the locks I forced for show. I'll oil them now and let them go. Bring me the names I said too hard. I'll speak them soft in the backyard. Bring me the miles I sprinted thin. I'll walk them back with broader skin. Let slide guitar bend once then rest. Let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory wants a neon sound,
Beaded bread, set chairs around.
a table set for ordinary towns. There lies the weight of gentler crowns.
Say let's stay plain, count to four. Say let's stand plain, count to four. Say let's stand plain, count to four.
On my desk a door of unmailed lines, apologies stitched to winter vines. I send a few and spare the rest. Some truths grow truer when confessed. To wooden rooms and dishes cleaned, to evenings low and faithful screen. The mirror edits what pain wrote down. Leaves who I am, removes the frown. I wear my peace like a working gown. It
Keeps me warm and grounds me down.
hold that four-letter rim, click, pray, let mercy sign the day. If glory taps for another round, pour it tea, let quiet crown.
Gentle is the crown,
Light is a shared hand,
not gold that drags you down.
but grace that lets you stand. No banners to unfurl, no armies to astound.
No armies to astound.
The strongest man I've learned to be is crown, is gentle on the ground. Evening breeze, copper through the trees. Street lamps cracked as simple ease. I sweep the porch of its golden curls. Shavings bright like little whirls. A letter waits with a grateful tone. About the table, steady home. I fold it twice like a carpenter's square. Slide it where the tools declare. What I repair repairs me now. I bow to work the way men bow to love that keeps without renown. The truest law, a gentle crown. Lean close, hear floorboards vote with grace.
Say let's stand and pain, pen to fold.
How kingdoms move with rhythm stay.
Say let's stand plain, count to four.
Velvet on the barrel, lipstick on the rim. Glass makes a halo where the lower lights dim. Laughter in the doorway fades like a bride. A hush signs papers that a shout can't write. I don't hurry destiny, I make it arrive. Slow as a serpent that knows it's alive. Snap of a match, river of smoke. Every oath in the room remembers how I spoke. If temptation is a weapon, I call it mine. Honey on the edge with an iron spine. She stepped like a verdict, gold at her throat. A comma in the sentence only kings can quote. I said danger, mouth said prove. Hip like a metronome telling the groove. She drew a heart in the fog of my glass, then smudged it clean with the back of her laugh.
baby, she said, what buys your calm? Time, I said, and the feel of my palm.
I count by silences, tax them like rain, stack them like bills in a patient man's brain. The piano confessed in D minor sighs, while the horn bargained daylight from night's disguise. She touched the cufflinks, silver and cold, found her reflection in the story I told. Don't reach for my pulse if you don't know the deal. I'm soft to the touch, but the softness is steel. Her smile drew blood without leaving a mark. I signed with a nod and she lit the dark. If desire is a ledger, here's a figure. Every sweet nothing is a velvet trigger. Breathe slow, let the room lean in. Sugar on a tongue, gun under the grin. Call it love, call it ransom, call it art. Every gentle touch is a blade with a heart. I keep my thunder hidden in a velvet case. Let temptation talk while I save my face. If the night wants proof, I'll pour it down bigger. Pulling fate with one finger on a velvet trigger. No rush, no roar, just a sovereign sway. A kiss like a contract that won't decay. If power needs sugar to make man shiver, I sweeten the barrel of the velvet trigger. Backroom choir hums through the vents, brass like incense, sins like sense. The dealer blinked twice, the waiter looked away. Somewhere a rumor forgot what to say. She traced the map of the scars I don't show, named every street by the secrets I know. Where does it hurt? She asked with a grin. In the places I win, I said and win again. A perfume wrote scripture on the leather banquet, a gospel of wages I don't regret. I've learned to forgive what I never allowed. I've learned to be quiet when quiet is loud. She put her hand where a holster might be, found only patience and keys to the sea. Is it love or a lesson? She breathed near my ear. It's whatever survives after smoke and fear. The band bent notes till the ceiling curved, and time like a valet waited and served. If mercy is a currency, I'm a careful giver. I tip the night with my velvet trigger. I learned restraint from a loaded dawn, from a door I could open but chose to yawn, from a rival who guessed and a friend who knew that patience is cheaper than cleaning the room. The city keeps secrets in the teeth of the rain and writes their initials on subway stains. She asked for a truth I never recite, so I gave her a silence tuned just right. Promise me something you can't rescind. Alright, I said, I won't pretend. If a crown must weigh, I'll let it weigh. If a love must cost, I'll gladly pay. Her laugh walked barefoot across my nerves, balanced a blade on the curve that curves. Steady now, let the strings draw near. Make the bass confess what the brave won't hear. Paint the silence black, edge it in silver, kiss like a verdict from a velvet trigger. I keep my thunder hidden in a velvet case. Let temptation talk while I save my face. If the night wants proof, I pour it down bigger, pulling fate with one finger on a velvet trigger. No rush, no roar, just a sovereign sway. A kiss like a contract that won't decay. If power needs sugar to make men shiver, I sweeten the barrel of velvet trigger. Breathe through the fuse, don't rush the fire. Let restraint be the choir's choir. When the night leans in like a careful giver, sign with a kiss from the velvet trigger. I keep my thunder hidden in a velvet case. Let temptation talk while I save my face. If the night wants proof, I pour it down bigger, pulling fate with one finger on the velvet. No rush, no roar, just a sovereign sway. A kiss like a contract that won't decay. If power needs sugar to make men shiver, I sweeten the barrel of the velvet trigger. Velvet trigger. lights thin out till they're barely a thread. The door takes a bow like it's paying its debt. I leave 2 bills and a promise to deliver. The manos kono to match quite lover. Hela tame but yes, hung on plans till he had no put up. He just pulls up. My velvet trigger.
Lamb hangs low like a moon in chains. Dust rise halos over wood grain veins. I pull out a chair that remembers my weight. Lay down a ledger and a patient fate. Trumpet far off, rain near the pain. Tonight we dine with a table of names. Oh, cold secrets the church won't keep. Grooves like scars where the vows ran deep. This coffee ring shake like unclosed loops. Cigarette constellations of old troops. Some names shine like a clean brass rail. Some look back with a county jail pale. I trace with a finger the ones who stayed, the ones who folded, the debts I paid. A city is made of the hands that live, a mercy in pockets of careful drift. I didn't build empires with a marching band. I built them slow with a quieter hand. The bass underfoot hums low and claims power remembers at the table of names. Count to 4 before you speak. Let the snare ride long cheek. Ink may fade and ash may stain, but a kept oath never leaves the grain. Raise a glass to the table of names, to brothers of light and sisters of flames, to the ones who ran and the ones who came, to the lost and the loyal who bled the same. If crowns are heavy and glory maims, we rest the weight on the table of names. Here's Angelo, steady as winter steel. Never took more than a man could feel. Here's Rosa the saint with a gambler's eye. Saved 3 boys and refused the sky. Here's Vito who lied like a choir boy's hymn. Sweet on the tongue with a knife in the rim. I bought him grace on a Sunday night. Sold him the truth when he asked for light. And here's a blank where a friend should be, the ghost of a promise that outlived me. Some names I whisper so they don't wake pain. Some I pronounce like a gentle rain. If legacy's a legend nobody owns, we're all signatures on borrowed bones. The organ breathes softly like old remains. I turn a page at the table of names. Count to 4, keep shoulders square. Let memory sit in the head of the chair. A king is a clerk when the night explains. All power kneels at the table of names. Raise a glass to the table of names, to brothers of light and sisters of flames, to the ones who ran and the ones who came, the lost and the loyal who bled the same. If crowns are heavy and glory maims, we rest the weight on the table of names. A waitress turned widow writes notes in the margin, small clean letters like a private pardon.
She circles a date when the docks went dark, when sirens learned a funeral's lark. I fold a bill under a sorrow's plate, not to erase, just to mediate. A soldier I raised from a street with no father, left his rage here and grew up farther. He learned that thunder is easy to sell, but quiet keeps the city well. Another page, ink bleeds like wine, where loyalty tilted on a crooked line. I forgave once where twice would kill. I held the door when mercy stood still. No angels here, no perfect claims, just men tuned low at the table of names. Count to four, give grief a chair, let brass eye soft in the open air. If truth is heavy, don't shift the frame, hold steady now at the table of names. Raise a glass to the table of names, to brothers of light and sisters of flames, to the ones who ran and the ones who came, the lost and the loyal who played the same. If crowns are heavy and glory remains, we rest the weight on the table of names. Bring me the ink that outlasts rain, bring me the hands that ease a stain, bring me the night I should have stayed, bring me the bill I never paid, bring me the doors I closed too soon, bring me the favors I called a boon. Let the guitar bend like a vow that bends, let the organ count on better ends. If legacy's a candle that knows our shame, we hold the flame at the table named. Write slow, breathe true, say less pay do. A traitor returns as a father of two, holds out a hand like a debt that grew. He asks for work, not a pardon's kiss. I give him routes where the edges miss. Now mercy blind, not judgment wild. A safer street for a safer child. A widow brings roses for the men who fell, says nothing, her silence rings the bell. The room takes note like a notary sky. Even the shadows forget to lie. I learned to bless without losing a blade, to ask of the storm what calm this paid. I signed 3 lines and refuse 1 war, approve 1 truce and forgive 1 score. The pen feels warm in a colder hand. Some laws you keep just because you can. Count to 4, let the pages rest, lay your ear on the table's chest. If the past still beats and the present aims, we pause together at the table of names. Raise a glass to the table of names, to brothers of light and sisters of flames, to the ones who ran and the ones who came, the lost and the loyal who bled the same. If crowns are heavy and glory remains, we rest the weight on the table of names.
Morning folds open like a careful hand. Piano on the sill, light dust on the land. Kettle takes breath, street yawns away. There's nothing to chase, nothing to fade. I set down the armor, I walk through the rain, and hear it, the calm calling my name. I've bartered with thunder,
I've counted to 4. I've taught a locked city to love a soft door. I've carried a silence that sharpened the blade and set it all down when the debt had been paid. Now every step has a weight that's kind, measured and honest, a friend to the spine. I don't need applause in a rented room. The daylight signing is praise enough bloom. The coffee is simple, the ledger is clean. I tally by mercy, not by the sheen. Where noise once begged for a louder claim, the wind writes gently, repeating my name. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let bread be the long, clear guide. If memory knocks with a neon flame, I answer with quiet. I know my name. The calm knows my name. It meets me at the door. It lifts the cup, it sets the frame. It teaches less is more. No trumpet to proclaim, no crown that needs a floor. I live where light is plain. The calm knows my name. I'm walking the block the way fathers do, carrying daylight like good men choose. I oil a hinge that no one will praise, sweep a small step for ordinary days. A boy rides past with a crooked grin, learning the breaks that hold trouble in. His mother smiles a thank you thin. We trade a nod and that's a win. I used to love like a spark on straw, too hot to hold, too quick to draw. Now love's a river in a patient bed, cooler than fire, warmer than dread. I set 2 plates, keep one for the rain. When weather needs shelter, it knows my name. Breathe on 4, let strings lean low, let piano leave space where truths can grow. If pride returns for an old campaign, I pour a tea, it forgets my name. The calm knows my name. It meets me at the door. It lifts the cup, it sets the frame. It teaches less is more. No trumpet to proclaim, no crown that needs a floor. I live where light is plain. The calm knows my name. There's a chair that forgives the weight I bring, a lamp that edits the stain from things. On a wall, a map of slower roads where patience pays and hurry owes. I've learned to repair what I used to replace, to bless with hands instead of haste. I keep small tools where anger hid, a screwdriver where judgment did. The hinge in me learned how to swing towards the hard truth and the truest spring. If grief needs room, I'll make it a lane. It passes through kindly and says my name. Count to 4 till the heart stands sure. Let quiet be strong and good be pure. If yesterday asked for a harsher aim, I write forgiven next to my name. The calm knows my name. It meets me at the door. It lifts the cup, it sets the frame. It teaches less is more. No trumpet to proclaim, no crown that needs a floor. I live where light is plain. The calm knows my name. Bring me the locks I force for show. I'll oil them now and let them go. Bring me the words I threw like stone. I'll speak them soft and make them home. Bring me the miles I sprinted thin. I'll walk them back with broader skin. Let the guitar bend once and rest. Let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory begs for a neon flame, point it to supper, bread and name. If power asks what it's for at last, the future kind to the past. Say less, stand plain, count to 4, remain. A neighbor's fence needs a measured hand. I lend the hour, not a brand. We talk of rain and the price of wheat, the sort of kingdom I trust my feet. He tells me lost in a quiet pitch. I answer by listening where ache is rich. No sermon spills, no banner flies, just cleaner air behind our eyes. We sign the day with a humble pen, a treaty of ordinary men. When dusk arrives with a cooler flame, a sparrow repeats it, the sound of my name. Hold that 4, let the snare stay shy, let brass breathe low like a faithful sigh. If glory calls from a louder frame, I wait once kindly, I know my name. The calm knows my name, it meets me at the door. It lifts the cup, it sets the frame, it teaches less is more. No trumpet to proclaim, no crown that needs a floor. I live where light is plain. The calm knows my name. The calm knows my name. The calm knows my name. The calm. Calm knows my name. Horizon irons a night to thin, rail tracks hum like a violin. Boots all scuff a modest claim. Wind spells out my middle name. No one beside me, no one to blame. Just me and the distance I became. I left a city built on louder proof, traded brass ceilings for an open roof, turned down parades that forget the street, chose smaller bread that the humble eat. I learned to measure what I let go, to walk like water where fires won't grow. Some call it loss, I call it aim, a tighter circle with a calmer flame. Photographs fade to the color of wheat, stories turn quiet with truth and me. I'm lighter now in a heavier frame. The weight I lost was the need for fame. Count to 4 with a steady lung, let the past be past and the young stay young. If memory knocks with a stadium's name, answer with footsteps you're willing to claim. This is the distance I became, not running away, not hiding shame. I let the noise unlearn my name. I kept the work, I kept the same. The farther I walked from what I attained, the closer I came to the man I became. I used to bargain with thunder's dead, spend tomorrows I hadn't met. Now I buy minutes with breath and bone, paying quiet where haste had grown. There's a diner that remembers my nod, a prayer in the cup, a wink from God. The waitress writes take care on the slip. I folded like a sailor a ship, let current keep it, let tide explain how distance smooths the crowded brain. I'm still the one who loved the fight, I just choose battles head on.
Breathe on full, let the snare brush slow, let the slide guitar fade like snow. If pride wants echoes and rented acclaim, point it to gravel that knows your name. This is the distance I became, not running away, not hiding shame. I let the noise unlearn my name. I kept the work, I kept the same. The farther I walk from what I attain, the closer I came to the man I became. There's a bridge I cross where the river forgives, where losses convert to a life that lives. I drop old coins through the iron grate, watch circles widen and loosen fate. The water doesn't owe me speech, it holds my face just out of reach, enough to know, not to control. A mirror for a working soul. I don't rehearse the lines I cut, I leave the door a little shut. What wants to leave, I let it pass. What needs to stay, I set like glass. Hold that fort till the ribs feel sure. Let strings breathe in like a patient cure. If yesterday begs with a billboard flame, dim it to moonlight, keep your aim. This is the distance I became, not running away, not hiding shame. I let the noise unlearn my name. I kept the word, I kept the same. The farther I walk from what I attain, the closer I came to the man I became. Bring me the doors I slam for proof, I'll hinge them soft under quieter roof. Bring me the miles I sprinted thin, I'll walk them back with a thicker skin. Bring me the names I spoke too loud, I'll say them small without the crowd. Let the piano place 2 notes and wait, let bass keep time with a slower fade. If distance is mercy in a faithful frame, let love be the word that remembers my name. Say less, stand plain, count to 4, remain. I pass a field with a scarecrow's bow, a rusted choir that knows me now. They don't applaud and they don't accuse, they hold a posture I choose to use. A child on a fence line kicks his heels, his mother counts change for evening meals. I hold the door when they reach the store, no lesson given, just room for more. The smallest gestures I used to spend return like coins from a truer friend. I'm rich in a currency most won't claim, the quiet returns of a decent name. Count on 4, let the breath grow wise, let the truth be truth without disguise. If glory taps with a neon frame, offer a chair, decline the game. This is the distance I became, not running away, not hiding shame. I let the noise unlearn my name. I kept the word, I kept the same. The farther I walk from what I attain, closer I came to the man I became. Breathe on full, let the echoes fade, let night be kind to what we made. If memory wants one final frame, give it the road and let it remain. This is the distance I became, not running away, not hiding shame. I let the noise unlearn my name. I kept the work, I kept the same. The farther I walk from what I attain, the closer I came to a steadier flame. Write it in rain, in dust and grain. I am the road in the distance I became. Door side, once like a kind old friend. Bed so clean, forgets where you've been. Piano in the hallway counts to 4. Dust floats holy through a patient door. You put down the keys and the day loosens too. There are rooms in this house that forgive you. The kitchen knows the storms you wore. Kettle translates them into something more. Time remembers your heaviest shoes. Still offers light where you tend to bruise. The window keeps your name like steam, wipes it softly when you need clean. You don't need thunder to prove you came. The fridge light whispers your true name. You sit with bread with ordinary grace, a chair that takes the weight you face. You learn your breath, the slower view. There were rooms in this house that forgive you. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let the lamp be the gentler guide. If yesterday knocks like a debt come due, let the floorboards answer. We know you. These rooms forgive you. Walls of mercy, doors of light. Chairs receive you, hands grow right. No choir, no crown, no proof to do, just quiet truth. These rooms forgive you. These rooms forgive you. The sink keeps secrets you confess to soap. Rinses the iron out of rope. The towel folds open like a small new prayer. Says you are allowed to leave it there. The hallway mirror is kind of nice, leaves out the battles, keeps the bright. It edits the ache, but spares the true. Enough for the better part of you. You hang your coat on a faithful hook. It doesn't ask which road you took. You learn to bless what you once outdrew. There are rooms in this house that forgive you. Breathe on forward till the strings lean low. Let piano leave spaces where meanings grow. If pride returns with a sharpened cue, open a window, let mercy through. These rooms forgive you. Walls of mercy, doors of light. Chairs receive you, hands grow right. No choir, no crown, no proof to do, just quiet truth. These rooms forgive you. These rooms forgive you. In the study, silence keeps the pen. Pages waiting like patient friends. You write one letter you'll never send. Fold it in peace and let it mend. The bookshelf holds what time made wise, stories that teach a gentler size. Clock ticks off like a second chance, turning regret into usable plans. You are the hinge on the door you hurt. Sweep the footprints of a harsher word, a softer craft, a steadier glue. There are rooms in this house that forgive you. Count to 4 till the heart stands true. Let breathe arrive like morning dew. If memory begs for a brighter view, turn on the lamp and leave it to you. These rooms forgive you. Walls of mercy, doors of light. Chairs receive you, hands grow right. No choir, no crown, no proof
rocks I force for show. I'll lower them now and let them go. Bring me the names I said too hard. I'll speak them soft in the backyard. Bring me the miles I sprinted thin. I'll walk 'em back with broader skin. Let guitar bend once and rest. Let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory needs a neon view, feed it supper, wash a few. Say let's stand plain, count to 4, remain. Bedroom air wears linen calm. Curtains murmur like a song. You place your anger on the chair. Wake to find there's less to wear. The roof doesn't promise drought or sun. It simply holds while seasons run. What's lost returns in humbler hue. What stayed grows green and honest too. You learn to keep the small things fed. Water the plant, unmake the dread. A lamp, a book of you made new. There are rooms in his house that forgive you. Breathe on forward, let the rim click stay. A heartbeat and a quieter day. If shame arrives in a louder blue, lay out a blanket, let it through. These rooms forgive you. Walls of mercy, doors of light. Chairs receive you, hands grow right. No choir, no crown, no proof to do. Just quiet truth. These rooms forgive you. These rooms forgive you. Yeah, yeah. You call a friend you should've called. Say what you meant and spare the gold. The hallway smiles at the way you learn to keep some bridges built to return. A neighbor knock, the fence won't stay. You bring your tools and half the day. 2 measured hands, 1 humble clue. Hallway breathes like a cathedral lung. Frames on the wall where the old songs hung. Carpet remembers every careful shoe. Piano at the far end holding something true. One chair waits where the moonlight falls, like a verdict that forgives these walls. I walk without hurry, counting it all. Every quiet of thunder I refuse to call. I kept a kingdom with a borrowed hush, turned storms to wages and rage to brush. Names like land and some bright, some thin, mercy sewn under a suit made of sin. I learned the cost of an honest delay, how to buy dawn from a ruin of day. The city grew gentler when the noise grew small. Now it's just me and the chair in the hall. I don't need guards for the breath I keep. Truth walks beside me like a child in sleep. The portraits lean close as if to recall how a man can be crowned without raising a wall. Count to 4 while the echoes learn. Let the old brass soften and the strings return. If power asks what it's for at all, say to set down the weight when the night grows tall. Oh, here's a chair at the end of the hall. Wood like a witness, bag like a call. I sit with the quiet I taught to stand. Lay down the crown in an open hand. No trumpets needed, no banners to fall. I earn my rest in the chair at the end of the hall. The floorboards confess where the years walked slow, where boys became men
in and learned how to know. A glass on the table holds yesterday's rain. I raise it to absences that lessened our pain. The velvet trigger, the silent room, the table of names, the whiskey gloom. All of them stitched in a single line, thread of restraint through a darker design. If glory is heat that forgets to heal, let legacy be the cool of steel. I don't need statues to make me tall. I measure my height by who didn't fall. Breathe through the hinge as the door unlearns. Let the lamb write gold on the lessons that burn. If peace is a tax that the restless pay, I've paid it nightly in a measured way. Here's a chair at the end of the hall, wood like a witness, bag like a call. I sit with the quiet I taught to stand, lay down the crown in an open hand. No trumpets needed, no banners to fall. I earn my rest in the chair at the end of the hall. She steps from the shadow with smoke in her hair, a sermon of patience, a long steady stare. Says, tell me what kings keep under the skin. I say, a ledger of moments they didn't give in, the mercy they chose when the math said no, a door they unlocked so a boy could grow, the letter they wrote and never sent, the anger they folded and let relent. She nods like a clock that forgives the time, writes my answer in D minor rhyme. And sit, she whispers, let silence enthrall, wear nothing but truth in that chair at the hall. Count to 4 till the breath turns round, let the bass place roots in the ground. If love is a law with a gentler drawl, it's signed in the chair at the end of the hall. Here's a chair at the end of the hall, wood like a witness, bag like a call. I sit with the quiet I taught to stand, lay down the crown in an open hand. No trumpets needed, no banners to fall. I earn my rest in the chair at the end of the hall. Bring me the nights I return, still armed. Teach my hands the grace of discern. Bring me the names I carried like stone. Let the stone feel lighter finally alone. Bring me the roads I refuse to flood. Let justice be water, not blood. Bring me the throne made only of choice, where law is a breath and mercy a voice. If endings are crowns that quietly fall, place it in wood, the chair at the end of the hall. No witness, no noise, only the hum of a measured poise. Count to 4, close the door, yeah. A soldier's coat hangs where the light turns thin, sleeves like prayers for the places he's been. I promised his mother I'd guard his name, kept it unbroken through profit and blame. A rival's grin, lips faint in a frame, softened by time, renamed by the same. I learned that victory, smaller and sure, outlives a triumph that dies immature. So I chose to fix over televised fire, build quiet ladders from honest wire. If someone asks where the empire is drawn, point at the windows that survive the dawn. Let the strings bow low, then rise. Let the brass breathe truth without disguise. If fate takes notes while the footsteps fall, it writes them here at the end of the hall. Here's a chair at the end of the hall, wood like a witness, back like a call. I sit with the quiet I taught to stand, lay down the crown in an open hand. No trumpets needed, no banners to fall. I earn my rest in a chair at the end of the hall. Hands on the old briefs bone thin, pianos be like a following band. Streams mean into the night goes wet. That's bows out with a timber prayer.